Alright guys, so hope you like the other videos I've been posting up about the car, about the AC delete, and pretty much, sorry about that, I had some stuff on the lens. So yeah, I actually cut my hair now. A little dirty, but I've been working all day. Or not really all day, just a couple hours, but you know, got home, decided that I was gonna do some stuff on the car. Anyway, I don't want to blabber on too much. The reason for this car is I actually have some stuff done to it that I didn't show in the video. I actually have it parked outside now, outside the tent. It's running, and I'll actually throw the video clip in here of it running now. So yeah, that's the video. I took that video while I was in the tent. I had a guy come over and help me get it started. Managed to get it started. It ended up just being a little wire. That was all that's preventing it. It was just corroded on the starter wire from the starter to the car. We did end up getting it going. We did manage to put the dash together. But in that video that you just seen, I kind of just let off the gas because there's a problem going on with the car now, and I don't know why, but first it was the power, and it wasn't getting power, blowing the fuse. It ended up just being a connection on the alternator that I tried to jimmy rig and kept blowing the fuse because it was ground and power touching. It shorted it out and blew the fuse, and that's okay. But anyway, and then I stopped so the car won't idle. It shuts off unless you're pushing on the gas. So I don't know what that problem is right now. I'm still working on that. So as you see in the video, my foot was on the throttle. It sounds like crap. I need to find exhaust gaskets or a new exhaust for this, which I plan on doing anyway. So, I do plan on doing that. Here pretty soon. I got an exhaust on order and waiting for it to come in. But yeah, so that's the sound. It's going to sound a little quieter. Sorry for the sun glare. But yeah, it will sound a little quieter once I get the other exhaust on. I ended up taking the dual exhaust off. It just wasn't fitting. It had no gaskets on it at all up front for the headers, and it just wasn't a good built exhaust. I'm sure I could take it to a shop and get phalanges put on for gaskets and stuff, but I just don't think it's worth it. I'd just rather buy a new exhaust. So there's that. But other than that, we did get the car put together. So in the video, you actually seen me run out of the tent. I actually ran out of the tent and tried to get as much footage of the car smoking. It was smoking, and all the smoke was basically just old fumes and built up stuff in the motor from it sitting, because the car was sitting for, I think before I got it, the car was sitting a little while. It was like half a year or something, 4 or 5 months, and then I got it and it sat a little bit more and probably built up stuff in the exhaust and the headers and stuff, probably some water, whatnot, and I rebuilt the motor and it sat a little bit longer, and it's probably just stuff built up in it and whatnot. So it did smoke a little bit. It's not smoking now, thankfully. It's about a month past when that happened. I actually passed out from the fumes. They were pretty bad, but that's what I get for starting it in the tent. I actually ran out of the tent and tried to get the smoke, but I don't know how, you'd have to really look to see the smoke. But that's why I stopped the car then. I ran out and tried to get as much as I could, and I ended the video and I just passed right out. I inhaled way too much of the smoke. It was coming in through the vents. It was coming in from under the hood because there's no gasket on the front of the header there, so it's open a little bit. That's probably the sound you're hearing. My car is running like poo for right now, but I'm going to get that fixed. It's got to be something, and it's probably most likely the reason why it's not idling. But at least it starts. That's done. We did get it to start. Now just doing this, and I'll figure that out later on. But right now, at least it starts, and we can go from there. It moved under its own power. I drove it out of the tent and drove it into the spot here, and it moved under its own power. Just had to keep on the throttle. It stalled a couple times, restarted it, and pulled it forward. But other than that, we did get it to move under its own power. I'm actually doing multiple projects right now, which I'm going to film. I got a stereo. Sorry about that. So I got a stereo, and then I got the trunk. I'm redoing the trunk again. And I'm just coming up from a cold right now, so I don't mind the coughing. Engine bay looks a little cleaner. Degreased it and whatnot. So yeah, I'll show you some of the stuff. I know I'm just blabbering on right now, but I'll show you some of it. Here's the engine bay. This paint turned out amazing. I plan to delete this once I get one line for the throttle. This actually comes off the same line for the throttle body over there, and it's the same line because I can pull on this line and it pulls that same one. So they're connected for sure, or I think they are anyway. They might not be, I don't know. I'm going to go try and figure that out so I can delete this because I don't want this at all. I think my engine bay would be a lot cleaner without it, so I'm going to delete that. I got all this other stuff. It looks a lot cleaner than it did. Battery's not hooked up, of course, but I degreased all in there too. It's a lot cleaner. Paint chips, I know, but I'm gonna repaint this engine bay anyway. But it does look a whole lot cleaner than it did. And of course, I did lower the car. I finished lowering it, and that's about 2 fingers right there. So, that's a good ride height for me. 1 finger, whatnot. So it did lower it. I put the rear ones in, as you can see, hopefully. Rear struts and springs are in, and that's about 4 fingers. I do wish, these aren't finished settling yet, but I do hope this lowers down a little bit more. I do want this to get a little bit lower. I want to kind of get it to at least 3 anyway, so I got about another half an inch for it to lower down. But yeah, so there's that. So I did get the rears in, and this is where it's sitting right now. It's just sitting outside the tent. But that's it sitting. I know the bumper's not hooked up, but I had to take that off to move it and whatnot. But I like it. It's lowered now and moved out of the tent, so it's good. Anyway, I actually have the trunk ripped apart right now. It's hard to see, I know. See if I can kind of get some of the light off of this. But yeah, so trunk's all ripped apart, but I do got the strut bar in permanently. But I do want to take this box out in fiberglass and do a custom trunk of my own, in just fiberglass, and I'll put that on a video too. But my car's a little bit of a mess, I know. We did get the dash put in, all back in and whatnot, so the dash is in. I just need to put the stereo in. That I got the plate for underneath, and we just need to put the stereo in and whatnot, but everything's all put in on the dash. Sorry for a little bit of a mess, but everything's put in, steering wheel and whatnot. little bit to clean up, but I'm just glad it's all coming together. It's coming together pretty smooth. But gonna repair these leather seats and whatnot. But yeah, that's some stuff to come up to. I know this video wasn't short, it's just me blabbering on, but I thought I'd give a little update on all this stuff. So, if you do like this build, make sure to subscribe and whatnot, and I'll try and get back to you as soon as possible. I hope you guys actually like these videos, but sorry for the short video, and I will try and get this stuff done as soon as possible, but I'm gonna film it all from now on. I actually have the stereo to put in. I'm gonna film that and throw it in. But other than that, there's not much really to show. That's how the car is progressing, if anyone's wondering. I have a few comments about it, asking me how it's going. It's been a while, but it's coming together. I've been really busy lately, so, sorry for that. Starting to get back on normal upload schedule, but we'll see how that goes. But yeah, so make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and tune in for the next one. Peace.